Hello guys, we are back. I am Scarlett Mullender and I am joined with you guys again in the sports hall. You may have just seen the phenomenal women's netball match where the Salford team just dominated against Chester, coming back from a tough first quarter to finish with an 11-point lead. Now from one amazing female-led sport to another, we are on to the cheerleading part of Varsity, one of my personal favourites. We have the Salford Sirens, of course, the Salford cheer team, and the Chester Vixens, the Chester team. And the girls seem like they are warming up now for the Salford side. Some lovely front walkovers there and back round offs. Now, cheerleading mainly, let's be honest, from men gets a lot of flack because it's not really considered a sport, Holly. However, I beg to differ. It is absolutely a sport and should be considered as such. You need so much in this. You need athleticism, you need stamina, technique, the ability to jump, flip, kick, obviously keeping time to music, perform, team morale. You need it all. What a lovely straddle jump. Holly was literally just flabbergasted there. As I was saying though, you need the flexibility, you need the athleticism. Now, of course, the uniforms look absolutely stunning on these girls.
The girls look incredible. The girls look incredible. Lovely blue, sparkly uniforms. And like Scarlett said, I mean, this does take a lot of physical fitness. I mean, even just the tumbling, the jumping, the flipping. Could you do that?
Absolutely not. As someone who danced competitively, I was not an acro dancer. And even though I had a lot of stamina, the stamina that you need for this, which is dancing, tricks, jumps, flips, lifts, got to be incredibly strong if you are a back base, which is somebody who lifts the flyer, who is the flipper up. Some of these lifts are very, very complicated as well. And as we can see, they're taking their time to warm up properly because, of course, some of the moves these girls are doing, if they do not warm up, it could be catastrophic, Holly.
Oh, absolutely. Do you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say this is my favourite part of the day. I absolutely love watching the cheer girls from both sides because it's something I don't see very often, and I'm in awe when I'm watching it. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's incredible.
Of course, stereotypically, cheerleading is considered to be more of an all-American thing, but of course, the UK is making its presence in the cheer world known. These girls ordinarily, I believe, have 3 different squads, so right from beginner all the way up to fully advanced, so there's something for everyone in the Salford Cheerleading Society. This, of course, will be their competition team that they take to sporting contests like this one, and I'm very, very excited to see these girls perform.
Absolutely. Have you ever seen the Salford Sirens perform before?
I absolutely have. I saw them last year and I believe the year before, was lucky enough to commentate on them last year, and it is just lovely, not just watching them, but of course the lovely audience here. It is growing in numbers. We've got the basketball boys, the netball girls, and everyone in between, and they will all, of course, on the Salford side, be cheering on for Salford. We might not be in the hometown, but they're not going to let them feel like they should be there. They're going to bring the Salford to Chester.
Absolutely. And it's nice to hear that the music is nice and loud. The music was a little bit quieter during some of the dance performances earlier. So they've managed to get the music up.
Yeah, talk to me about that, Holly. I've heard some of the music was a little bit dodgy during the dance showcase.
Yeah, so it was right after badminton, actually. Chester went ahead and did their ballet dancing, and then the studs from Salford's team went ahead and did theirs was a mix of everything, really. You know, they had a bit of it all. It was a much bigger team as well. But the music was very quiet, and I spoke to one of the dancers after, and it said it did throw them off a bit. You know, obviously when you're rehearsing with the music,
you rehearse to tempo, you rehearse to music, you rehearse to time. So that must have been a big curveball for them. Congratulations to the Salford University dance squad for persevering and putting on an amazing showcase for us through that. It's all part and parcel of performance.
Absolutely. And hopefully we're going to see an incredible performance from Salford Sirens here. I don't doubt it at all. I've seen them once before, 2 years ago, in this exact location, and they were incredible, absolutely flawless.
They bring the heat every single year because, make no mistake, cheerleading is ridiculously competitive. The girls' squads, you know, they treat these other girls like their family, and I believe the cheerleading will be starting very soon. It is judged on a variety of things, so trick execution, creativity of the dance, the girls' performance, their ability to keep in time to the music, and just the overall je ne sais quoi of the dance.
And some of the moves that the girls do are incredibly difficult. Just earlier during the football game, I did see the Salford Sirens perform. They did have a little bit of a tumble, but they managed to recover themselves amazingly. So, you know, it's obviously about getting into them positions and holding them, but even if you do slip, getting back up and getting back into them as well. So I'm excited to see what the girls can pull off here tonight.
Massive shout out to the creator of these gorgeous, gorgeous uniforms. White long sleeve, blue glitter skirt, blue glitter like centerpiece going on, and of course the bows. Absolutely gorgeous. Many of them have, of course, spray tan today.
Absolutely. Oh, we've got a lot of cheering and booing going on in the audience here.
A lot of booing, actually. This was a problem last year as well. Now the girls have got to not let this throw them off.
I think we've also just saw the panel of judges sat down on the front 3 chairs there, getting their laptops out.
Of course, and like I said, they will be judged on a plethora of different things. So you can see the centre cheerleader, and what a centre cheerleader does, she specialises more in the dance aspect rather than the flying, and her job is to draw your eye, of course, well, as the name suggests, to the centre, and she is serving those facials as a centre should. We can't have a centre looking bored, Holly.
Absolutely not. Again, it's in the facial expressions, you know, they've got to look happy, they look like they're enjoying themselves, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters as well. They've got to enjoy themselves.
And it seems as though they are marking through their routine. Sirens chants, of course, for the Salford Sirens.
And then the Chester Vixens. What do you think about that name, Vixens?
I like it. I think we did the whole alliteration thing with Salford Sirens, but to be fair, what is there for Chihuahuas? The Chester Chihuahuas?
Chester Chihuahuas.
Chimps?
You know,
oh, you won't really...
I have got to say...
I don't know, it is a bit more difficult to find something maybe enticing that has the Chester Chimps, not really. Don't have the same ring to it as Salford Sirens, I don't think.
I've got to say, the Chester's uniform is absolutely glowing and sparkling. Have you seen the girls?
Oh, it is. It is absolutely stunning. And I've just thought of one that they could have, the Chester Charmers.
Oh.
Chester Charmers.
Don't
or Charming Chester.
They'll take that and won't give you credit.
They'll take the name.
That's really good.
Nah, I think they do like Vixens. Of course, Vixen being a female fox, I believe.
Ooh,
that is what a Vixen, I believe. You know, animal knowledge, guys.
Didn't put 2 and 2 together there, but yeah, I believe you're right.
And I don't know if they've thought, I don't know whether it's just their, like, you know, university colours, but their uniform sort of reminded me a little bit, not completely of a fox, but a little bit with all, like, the ambery red tones. So I kind of like the depth that's gone into that. Oh, and also, I'm just looking to see if the girls will switch positions now. They appear to be going off the mat. Maybe that was just their warm-up period, of course.
I wonder who's competing first.
Oh,
you know?
but they're sorting those mats there, because that could prove to be a little bit dangerous, actually. If you look, the 2 mats on the outside, the purple and the blue, they're 2 smaller mats joined together. Now, what that'll do in the middle, it'll create a bit of a raised platform. Now, if their toes, of course, when they're doing a step over or a back handspring, their toes will get caught in that if that is not pressed down carefully. So that was what the girls were doing there, just to make sure it is completely safe for them, Holly.
Absolutely, and you can see they've got some tape on some of the mats as well down the middle. Obviously, we don't want any accidents here today. girls are getting some moral support from Team Salford. The crowd is just getting bigger and bigger.
I haven't seen, excuse me, Holly, I haven't seen the Chester Vixens warm up yet, unless they've warmed up elsewhere maybe, because this is their uni. They might have found, I don't know, somewhere else, another room to warm up in maybe.
That's true. I can see one of the staff wiping the floor now, making sure there's no accidents, obviously.
Of course, because it is a high contact, high endurance sport.
Here come the Vixens, either ready to perform or to warm up.
Now, of course, we're hearing quite a lot of booing for the Vixens. That being said, they did boo the Sirens, of course, Chester's side. I'm wondering if they're going first. And what's really cool, actually, is that there's a 3D screen in front of one of the judges, or a double panel screen, if you look. She's got a screen in front of her, like a wide screen. So what that'll do, it gives you depth of field. So if one of the girls thinks, you know, just because they're stood at the side, they can miss a trick, miss a count, bobble over, and they're not going to see it, they couldn't be more wrong. Because I could be wrong, but I bet that's video recording equipment may have replay abilities on it, you know, in case they're quarrelling over if a trick was executed correctly. Well, now they can see. Look at that. Isn't that cool, Holly?
That is really cool. Technology. Wow. And there is about 20 girls on the team. So, you know, it's obviously important that every girl steps up
of course,
to the best ability.
Looks like the Chester Vixens are going over some last minute, maybe corrections, maybe spacing on the floor.
I'm very excited for this performance.
As am I. I did, of course, my soul is with Team Salford, but I did very much enjoy the Vixens' performance last year.
Absolutely. I'm also very excited to see their song choice as well. You know, normally during a performance like this, you have a mix of a few songs that can switch quite quickly as well.
Oh, absolutely. A mix of a few cheer songs. This is where, though, the audience hostilities are really starting to show themselves between Chester and Salford. You know, the comparison from the rowing this morning, sportsmanship there. Salford giving 3 cheers to Chester, even though they won, asking Chester to take the spotlight with them. I don't see that happening now, or for the basketball, because girls, you know, especially not to stereotype, it can be quite nasty. Not that we've seen any nastiness between the cheerleaders yet, of course.
But I think obviously, you know, everyone is thinking win, win, win. You know, we're a couple to 3 hours away from that final announcement of who's won now, and you know, the stakes are high. There's no time to be nice.
Of course, we're just coming off the back, though, of a phenomenal, as I was saying before, a phenomenal win from the women's netball team. Absolutely dominated Chester there. So hopefully our Salford girls can continue that streak, that winning streak for us.
Absolutely. Another win, hopefully, in the bag. Now, I do wonder if this panel are professionals or if they've been hired externally. Don't quite have that information.
Now, you'd hope for bias reasons that none of these ladies are from the local unit. We have had that problem in previous years. Where we have had judges that have been from the local universities. Of course, they have to not be biased. I'm sure it is in their contract, but you know, we have had some discrepancies from both teams that bias can still sometimes trickle in. So hopefully these 3 ladies who are judging are from completely separate parties, Holly.
I sure hope so. But I think they'll also just be as excited as everyone in this crowd to see the talent here today. Especially coming from universities as well. You know, this isn't a dance company. This isn't solely dance. You know, this is an academic university where people have other hobbies and things on the side. So I think seeing the talent that can still come out of a place and a university like this is just incredible, you know?
Exactly, and of course cheerleading itself, you know, it's so much in one. It's not just, you know, dancing, it's performance, so like the musical theatre, like the performance aspects of musical theatre, and of course a lot of gymnastics, and I'd say probably athletics.
Yeah.
If you see the continuous jumping, and that floor will not be sprung. So if you don't know this, at a lot of cheer competitions, the floor has a spring to it,
right.
and in ballroom and Latin competitions, not a severe spring, but a slight bounce. But these girls will not have that today. But the Salford Sirens are taking their position on the mat.
I'm so excited for this. Here we go. Salford Sirens have started their performance.
Really strong lift there from our flyer at the back. And you can hear them counting in perfect unison. The centre girl, she was there last year. She never, ever, ever disappoints. Facials are always on point. You can see her back walk over, round off down the black mat there. And up our flyers go.
Beautiful
Small
lift.
synchronicity issue there, but only minor though. Lovely wide stretch.
We've got the centre dancer taking the stage.
And as you can see, the flyers are moving into the centre. Lovely cannon there. Now make no mistake, these lifts are incredibly difficult to not only balance the girls, but be able to get them up there in the first place. Of course, they're probably quite light girls, quite slight girls, but that does not mean they won't feel heavy on one arm.
No, absolutely not. The strength between these girls is incredible.
And you can hear them counting in odds, which is interesting. As a dancer, I tend to count in evens, but they're counting 1, 3, 5, and 7. Little bit of an error there with one of the flyers, the back leg kick. Recovered quickly from that though.
Some tumbles now.
Walk over tumbles.
Beautiful.
And they're going back up again. Straddle lifts, pushing them right to the top there.
Very
joining in the
synchronized.
centre. Now two of the opposing flyers there.
And spinning.
Lovely facial there from the centre flyer.
They're not even flinching. That is nothing for them.
Such strength there from our bases. No shaking at all.
Wow.
Bit of a wobble there from the third flyer in from the right.
Recovered well.
Recovered really well. These are not easy lifts. Gorgeous dance elements. This is what I like about the Sirens. The dance element, which of course is a core in your cheer routine. Cannot be all lifts. You've got to have the dance element in there as well.
It's also very,
and there
very
you
good
go.
stuff.
Absolutely brilliant there.
The girls are happy. They're cheering, they're clapping, they're hugging each other. I think the Sirens are very happy with that performance.
Yes, of course. All of the other Sirens who may not have been performing in that routine, waving those pom-poms there.
With some very strong lifts in there. Salford Sirens coming off, Vixens going on, some booing.
Now, eyeballing this, I could be wrong. I think the Chester cheer team is ever so slightly bigger than the Salford Sirens who are performing today.
Yeah.
Of course, they must have been carefully selected because we do see a lot of Salford Sirens actually sat on the bench there, but they've been cheering their teammates on throughout that routine. Now we can see the Chester Vixens there in a circle at the centre. Team talk, what do you think they're talking about, Holly?
I think they're just telling each other to have a good time, go out there, smash it, do their best work. And I think they're saying, you know what, we can do it. We've done it before, we can do it again.
Well, they're swaying. Oh gosh, we've got a dance and a song.
Oh wow. I mean,
and
now
a proper
singing.
chant.
They're singing, dancing, they're chanting. Oh shit. Excuse my language there, I'm so sorry. Sorry about that, guys. I've just been blown away by the Vixens.
Minor bleep from Holly Angus there.
And the Vixens are off.
I will say their chanting at the beginning was clearer and louder than the Sirens. Maybe that's due to numbers. I will say the music isn't actually as loud as I expected.
No, I mean, that was the same issues as earlier in the sports hall, but, you know, I think the performance makes up for it. You're just wowed as it is, even without the music.
I will say the facials and the synchronicity on these girls, they are just second to none.
Wow. I mean, this is incredible.
And the creativity in that reverse walkover.
Oh, lovely lift there. Not even a flinch, they just did a leg switch up in the air. Flyers, switch legs.
Whoa, gorgeous
splits.
left split there from our Flyers. Very strong Y stretches.
Very synchronized.
Into
not
a pike. I will say their chanting is super, super clear, and that is what you need from a cheer squad. Stunning jump sequence there. Very American All-Star Varsity. They are the mecca of cheerleading, of course.
Incredible stuff from the Vixens. I am very impressed, I can't deny.
The kicks, I will say the technique in their tricks. Obviously, it's all well and good doing tricks, but the technique is what I'm noticing here. Gorgeous straight legs, gorgeous poise. You can tell a lot of these girls maybe have had some dance training as well, which is critical if you want to pull off all elements correctly. Beautiful straddle stretch there.
Wow.
Into an oversplit. I will say I can't hear their music unless this was deliberate. They don't seem phased at all if it wasn't.
Which is also great, you know, if they were meant to be chanting to music here in the
Wow,
time.
that was a brave drop onto her front there. Had she fallen out of that, that would not have been pretty.
Another lift, more Flyers, 4 Flyers in the air.
And here comes the dance element. Beautiful drop into centre split. Rolls, and the girls are just so together.
So fast paced, there's a lot going on. There's too much to take in almost. Wow.
Of course, we have some very loud booing, so props to the girls. Honestly, props to the Vixens for dancing through that, because to be able to keep to time and to be able to keep on time through pretty loud booing is impressive. I've got to give it to them, because if I couldn't hear my dance routine, that throws you completely out of whack.
I think they've had a lot of practice, clearly. They've trained for this hard. They didn't let anything throw them off. They didn't let anything make them flinch at all. Incredible performance, I can't deny, from Chester there.
So we have just seen 2 performances. The first one from the Salford Sirens, the second one from the Chester Vixens. No, this is Chelsea Vixens. We're not in Chelsea, Holly. Far away.
Not in Chelsea. Not made in Chelsea.
You said made in Chelsea, like that's a Chelsea accent.
Made in Chelsea, I don't know, I'm from the north.
Chelsea's in posh London.
I know exactly, it's from down south.
It is, but you went mate. We're getting a bit off topic. I was going to
born in
argue with Holly
Kerala.
about her accent there. I think that, is it sometimes with the dancers, they have different squads who do different things, but now we look at the judges who, of course, looking on their phone and that wondrous screen to make the all-important decision. Who is the cheer champion of Varsity 2024?
I am obviously hoping for a win for the Salford Sirens here, but I do have my worries, I have my concerns.
I do, because of course the girls were just incredible, our Salford Sirens. There was a little bit of a bobble with a couple of the lifts. Of course, the judges, they will have more of an eye for this than me. I didn't spot any obvious bobbles with the Chester group, but it depends what they are looking at and what they are scoring more heavily on. Is it performance? You know, the quality of the dance? Is it the quality of the lift, or is it a culmination of everything?
Exactly, and again, like you said, I think the Salford Sirens were just outnumbered in individuals performing. Not sure if that will make a difference or not, we will see. And we've got Jay on the carpet doing the worm.
So we will be going to a different sports area in a second before the basketball. We will be going back to Salford for the highlight show. This has been Scarlett Mullinder.
And Holly Angus, thank you so much for listening to us.
Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much there, Scarlett and Holly. Great coverage over on the cheer. Brilliant performances as well.
It really, really was from both sides. Put their heart and soul into the dance, and let's hear from a little interview with the Salford team.
I'm Charlotte Cole.
And what's your role in cheer?
I'm Vice Chair of Salford Sirens.
Okay, so what does Varsity mean to cheer?
Well, we've worked very hard in the competitions this year, and Varsity is kind of in the middle of it, so it's been really crazy, really busy, but I'm hoping the best.
So how's training going?
It's going really well. It's definitely been a squeeze because it's literally we have Varsity and then that same weekend we have our last competition, but I think we're going to do well, so.
No, it looks good. I'm
Thank
excited.
you.
I'm excited to see it. So what got you into cheer?
I started cheerleading when I was 6, and then I did that for about 10 years, and then when COVID came around I kind of stopped and was like, oh, I'll never get back into it, and then Freshers Fair came around and I literally walked past the stall and then did it, and now I'm Vice Chair, so.
I love that. So obviously with a win last year, what does that mean to cheer? What does it mean?
It was great. Like, it wasn't, obviously we didn't win as a uni, but for us it really meant a lot. We worked very hard to get that routine done in time. So it was really good.
So what's your day going to look like for the teams?
Well, we're getting up really early to get on the coach, even though we're pretty late in the day to perform. I'm pretty sure we're one of the last teams to go. So no drinking for us. We'll just be going through the cows, making sure everything's nice and tidy, warm up and put out our best performance.
Will you be celebrating in the end?
Of course, win or lose on the beers.
I love that. So have you got faith in Salford as a whole?
Yes, I do. I really do. I've seen a couple of the sports teams in the past 2 weeks, and I feel like we do have a good chance this year.
So what's your favourite thing about cheer as a community?
Favourite thing about cheer, the girls are absolutely lovely, and boy. There's one boy on the team, but it's so nice, and it's so nice just to see such a positive society, really.
So what would you say like to people that want to join cheer that maybe have never done it before? What would you say to them?
I think definitely there's a lot, you don't have to go down the competition route. Like, we've got our game day girls behind us, they're just a performance team. So you're more than welcome to join that. Or we have a recreational team, so they don't compete at all. They just do it for the fun, come along. And yeah, it's a great way to make friends, go out, whilst also learning some new skills.
So have you seen more people like joining cheer? Because it's quite a big society.
It is a very big society. There's a lot of us. But yeah, this year there's a lot of us, especially with the rec team and the competition teams. But yeah, it's a great society to join.
So at Varsity, would it be some people performing for like performing and some people doing the competition?
Yeah, definitely. So we've got the girls behind me. They're doing a performance tomorrow, and I believe they're doing a performance on the day. And then at the very end of the day, we're actually competing. So hopefully you'll get that win.
So what's your favourite thing about Varsity?
Favourite thing about Varsity? I love it because it's like a derby. I feel like, it's so American. Like, I love it.
So what's changed since last year?
We've got, obviously, the freshers came, so that's a couple new members of the team. I don't know, I don't really know what's changed. Good, positive mental attitude, I would say.
So how do you handle it all? Obviously cheer is a lot, and uni and everything like that.
Yeah, it's a lot, especially being in second year now. It's a lot more pressure being in committee for one, but also it's a lot of work with uni, but I've tried to be as organised as I can. It's getting to kind of crunch time now, so it's proving a little bit more difficult, but we're getting there.